pretty decent credentials, and they are second and third on the leaderboard. So this is a really tight matchup.
Yeah, what was that team that was like Streamline, Cypher, and Prissy? Was that the team role? That's a stacked team.
Anyone remember what team won the 4 relay by any chance?
All right, they're off, eh? We got Bright v Bright.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is not the try hard any percent strat, but it is way more consistent. So that's probably where they're trying to do that for the.
I don't want to toot my own horn here, but before the tournament started, I did say that the Bright first runners were going to all be in the final 4, and look what happened. That's it. That's the only tooting I'll do. Toot toot. This is the race route. I mean, that's sort of an obvious thing. This is a more consistent route, so for races, you should always be doing Bright first. It is, like you said, it's a little bit slower, but more often than not, it's going to allow you to play your game because you don't have to stress out about the fly in Pharaoh. And yeah, there's nothing like super difficult in Bright when you're not doing balloons.
Yeah, so this is about, 8 seconds slower is what we say on average. I mean, there's some RNG involved.
Probably 6-ish, yeah. But like, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's all, yeah. It's a decent time lead when you're doing RTA grinding. But yeah, like in a race, it's not going to give you really much of a huge advantage, typically.
Yeah, so the only reason that I didn't switch to Bright first for the tournament is that I did not want to be doing something different in attempts from races.
Yeah, no,
yeah, absolutely.
I was getting times that are comparable to what you get in Bright anyways, in any given race. It's like whatever.
But, 2 of the 3 last world records have been Bright first, so it's clearly pretty viable, even in any
Absolutely.
percent.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of time sitting on the table in this game still, so either route is still easily doable.
And speaking of that, one of those world records is actually ohon, who put that up in the qualifier.
Yeah, ohon set that time with Pharaoh first.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, either way, these players are both excellent, and we've already got a pretty close race out of our first stage Brightman. So here's the thing that makes Brightman such a great race stage. Great race order. Because you can use the flash stopper here to just completely eliminate any sort of effort in.
Oh
no!
Okay, not a huge
This is
deal.
my fault. I'm sorry.
So that jump is pretty hard. I think you're technically intended to use Rush Coil to get across it, but we're not stopping to take out Rush.
Ironically, ohon's going to save some time on Prissy here for not grabbing the balloon, but it's very, very minimal. And yeah, Prissy will definitely have an advantage now.
20 to 25 seconds ahead now.
We're going to see how well ohon knows his backup strats. It's not terribly bad if you know your backups, but if you don't, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'd say on average for most people, because these strats aren't practiced very often, I'd say for most people they're probably going to lose about 20 to 30 seconds. It's just dependent on how good you can execute the jet strats. There's some disadvantages, obviously, to not having balloon, even in stages where, like C2, for example, where even though you're not necessarily climbing vertically a ton, you still have a lot of like advantages having balloon, where you can like deboost and go across the spike sliding a lot more. So we'll see.
So Prissy
how it affects him.
Behind, immediately speaking, but Prissy will have 20 to 25 seconds of time savers throughout the rest of the run from having access to balloon.
That's correct. Yeah.
The other thing to look for is all of ohon's menus are going to be messed up now. So
yeah, that's the underrated part of this mistake. Is that
it's
your menu's all messed up.
The first place that it could be noticeable, I would say, would well, he's going to have to do a different strat here now in Ring. Hopefully we see Flash Stopper off the beginning of Ringman stage here. But like the first place that's definitely noticeable in your menus is Skull. Going from Flash Stopper over to Dust is, you can't do that nice little right menu anymore. You've got to do the like up. No, he didn't do anything, so he decided, I think he was going to stay on Buster, and takes another chunk of time lost there, unfortunately. So that might be a very good example of the fact that ohon might not know his backups then for this mistake.
And just like that, you see that Prisi's already full screen ahead.
Oh no!
I've seen all these. I've seen all these before. The first time I missed balloon. These are all the kinds of mistakes you make when you just have never made this mistake before. And like I said, this is ohon we're talking about, so this is probably a mistake he may have never actually made before. It would not surprise me.
I mean, if you miss that in a run, you just hit the reset button usually. So you usually don't finish a run without balloon. So, neat little strats here. He's using the Barrow Shot charge, and you're going to be seeing against the boss, it charges over your head, and you can actually hit an enemy with the charge that's held over your head, and you still have the charge to shoot. So not only does it conserve ammo, because you're only shooting once, so you only take one ammo loss, even though you get to use it twice, but it makes damaging much faster, because you don't have to charge it once for 2 hits.
Yeah, someone told me once that this was a glitch. I don't know if it is or not, because like I discovered how to do it as a kid, and it felt like it was intended to me. I didn't realize at the time I was,
because I did it as a kid. It is my favorite genre of
I never noticed at the time that I wasn't consuming ammo for the one above my head, to be fair. So I didn't know any better. But to be fair, it's so easy to do that it feels like it's not a glitch. It's so easy to do that it feels like it's not a glitch. I think it is in the Game Boy version, isn't it, Cab?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. Cab will know. Cab will set us straight.
Should know. I remember watching Tremaine TAS, the Game Boy, Mega Man 3 Game Boy. Oh, it uses ammo on both?
It uses ammo, okay.
But it still works.
So not too much. Dustman is a really hard stage. We're not going to really see the balloon difference here. I wonder what strats are going to go for. Prisi's going for Bright.
I think, well, I was going to say, ohon's been pretty notoriously, yeah.
That's pretty smart. There's a Pharaoh strat that's about 1 second faster here and is significantly harder.
And also more volatile, because you can actually lose a lot more time to bad drops or bad patterns from the jumping.
So coming up on this Crusher screen, and what we're going to see is them using Ring to kind of clear the blocks quickly. And there's going to be, I promise this is intended, there's a really scary looking part at the end, and hopefully they slide in time.
How scary is it?
Well, it's pretty scary, because you get sent back to Eddie Room if you die.
Prisi's through.
Nice. Good.
Ohon, nice. So it is just like one screen behind for now. There's a couple more stages where balloons will play a significant factor.
Yeah, honestly, the most of the time loss doesn't come till castles. By not having balloon, ohon's not going to be able to do the zip and skull, which loses him about 2.5 to 3 seconds. But like that's pretty minor. And
I know ohon
some of the
knows
places
the
where.
threats.
Yeah, and some of the places where you're going to lose time in Skull without having balloon, you're also going to save time over the balloon because you're not going to generate the lag either.
Some bad RNG from ohon.
Yeah, pretty gross pattern there.
Drill can use his inhale attack, which makes him invincible for something like 7 seconds, and the only way to stop him is to just smash your face into him and take 8 damage.
Okay, Skullman. This is my favorite stage in 8 Robots to practice, I would say. It's it's just a really fun stage to nail everything in. Starting with the one zip you'll see in RTA of this game. Here we go. Just take damage, and the balloon pushes you through. I think specifically the balloon pushes you up into the ceiling, right? And then
yeah, when you slide,
ceiling.
This game, it's because of the way the slide works. Your hitbox gets really tiny when you slide, and so the game like lifts you into a position where when you come out of your slide, your hitbox is in the ceiling. And yeah, they made the game so that if your hitbox was in a wall or a ceiling, Mega Man instantly died unless he was in invincibility frames. So it is a danger that we have to be careful of when using balloon to make sure we don't crush ourselves.
A big part of that balloon time save is you saw Prissy use the balloon instead of climbing the ladders, and the ladders are just so slow to climb.
Yeah, you can save like over a second even just in that one room where they double balloon up to the checkpoint with just 2 balloons. It's pretty crazy how much faster you can jump versus climb, which is kind of like real life.
And yeah, you saw Prissy's lead grow a little bit over the course of that stage. I mean, technically it's still one room, but it's a big room. Ohon did pretty well with the backup strats. Oh, a good pattern.
Yeah, short shield from Skull there for Prissy.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only random element of the skull fight is how long
nice
that shield pattern
too.
is. Ohon got the best pattern too.
Yep. Yeah, so we did see Ohon lose a bit of time here to Prissy due to not having balloon, but like I said, this time now is going to stay, like, there's not really any advantage anymore now for the rest of 8 robots. So you're going to see the rest of Prissy's advantage now won't get played out until Cossack 1 and 2, primarily.
So the thing with dive is that on any tile that has foreground sprites, foreground stuff, you cannot jump out of your slide, and that is all of underwater. So you'll see them trying to slide at times, and they may turn around real quick to cancel their slide so they can jump. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the spikes. Ooh, Ohon having a little trouble. And nice whales.
Prissy slowed up there so he could guarantee he'd get a Raiden slide. I like it.
So they're both going with like kind of lower, safer whales. The whales take 14 shots. You can do it in one big jump, which is a little bit faster, or you can take 2 smaller jumps at the cost of like a quarter of a second or something.
Yeah, they have a lot of health, so it's just dependent on how fast you can mash. You could be a god masher like Darko or Fatso.
You can do the low freeze and then
do the low freeze and one jump, and then do a second jump across. But only non-human people can do that, so...
Ouch.
Machines. Look, man, I watched RoboCop today, okay?
Alright, so Dive Man is a completely manipulable boss, so there's no random factors here.
Yeah, this fight is the same every time, assuming your movement's the same.
Prissy was a little bit scary. I was worried he was going to run out of skull, but he handled it well.
Prissy is standing on the wrong pixel, isn't he?
He is, yep. So he's going to miss this, which is actually a pretty significant time loss. Missing the pixel here costs you over 2 full seconds. So,
have we explained the magic pixel?
Not yet.
Not really.
So there's one pixel that you can stand in the middle of the screen, and it will warp you automatically, like instantly up to the weapon get animation. And you saw that Ohon actually skipped the weapon get animation itself as well for an extra second or so of time saving.
Yeah, it's over 150 frames of time loss if you miss both. So it's a pretty punishing mistake there that Prissy made. But he's got, like I said, he's got some time to save. Like or some time to sort of work with, since he knows he's going to be, well, assuming he knows anything about what happened to Ohon, he knows he'll have some advantage coming up in castles.
I think in prior races, Prissy did have his opponent's stream up, though I don't know specifically this time if he has it or not.
All Alright, so drill stage is dominated by use of the flash stopper just to stop all the enemies. When enemies don't move, they don't generate as much slowdown. So,
unfortunately, that's a really bad death. It's pretty close to the checkpoint, so he's going to go all the way back to the start.
Yeah. This is not to be too on the nose, but this is a murderous checkpoint in drill stage. It's so far into the stage.
Yeah, it really is really far. So kind of an unfortunate one there.
The other kind of problem with dying in stages where you're using flash stoppers, usually it's very tightly routed. So he has to actually like I don't know if he's got any drops, but he might actually have to like manage his right or do a backup strat.
Needs one more
Needs
drop,
at least one, yeah. Or he's
gonna take a deboost strat here. That's a pretty good choice, I think.
These guys do tend to give you a lot of drops, though.
This is the worst room in the game for drop.
They gave him everything but.
I didn't catch how many dives Prissy got.
Doesn't look like a lot.
Yeah, he was done pretty quick.
Oh, there we go. Now he's
is,
got ammo. Thanks, game. We'll save that for Toad stage, though, so it's okay. He'll need it. Prissy's only got one Robot Master left here. He's heading into Toad, and then he'll be off to Castles. Toad stage, probably the most consistent stage in the game, because even when something goes wrong, typically, you still end up only being like 1 second.
No!
So close.
However, a mistake in Toad is typically really punishing. If you don't like take you're like careful where you're jumping in like this room here or these waterfall rooms coming up, you can easily miss a jump. And if you die, back to the beginning, and like Sage said in Drill, Flash Stopper is fairly routed fairly tightly in a lot of these. But drops are also pretty common, so you're not necessarily like out like stuck in the woods, you know? So
Prissy took it nice and easy in the waterfall room there.
yeah.
Even to the point where he needed a second flash. But you do have a spare flash in this stage, so if you need to spend that second, then it's okay.
Yeah, and he got a drop too, so he actually has the other extra as well. Yeah, he's taking his jumps there pretty safely to make sure he doesn't hit the spikes.
You might see Prissy ease up if he knows he's ahead by a good margin. You might see him ease up so he doesn't make a silly death or something like that. Whereas Ohon, you might see him start to like push it a little bit because he knows he's behind. That might even be how he died in Drill, honestly.
Possible. So we're skipping these snails here. The escarou. We can flash stop or freeze them, and they don't actually land and activate, which is great because then we can slide past them.
There is a really good 8 robots time.
Yeah, there is an invisible wall for the snails. It doesn't spawn unless they actually activate.
Yeah, it looks like a comfy 18-14 or so for Prissy there. Teleport out of robots.
Easy peasy.
So coming up into Cossack 1, and kind of what you're going to see is, this is a scary stage. There's a very scary room where you're sliding over pits with enemies that love to jump out and pull you in. And then there's a really difficult climb at the end that's really punishing if you fall down. So hopefully everything goes smoothly for both rounds.
Yeah, you can fight for frames in this stage. This is like probably one of the most difficult castle stages actually in the game if you want to fight for the frames. But yeah, these rooms are a little bit tricky. Prissy having a little bit of trouble. He's got a lot of
decent
health
decision making on like how to handle that though.
Yeah.
That is actually all ice physics there. So he was really smart. Once you get hit, a lot of times it's better just to slow down and get your bearings, because a lot of times you'll just slide off a ledge with the ice physics if you try and go.
Okay. And perfectly safe and boring overhang screen, which is the way we like it.
Yeah.
I'm still got lots of HP for the boss, so that's good.
There's a variety of strats you can go there to save, like, I think up to a second, right? Something like that.
Okay, so ohon's coming up to the climb. Now, this is the first big time loss without balloon. Not quite as big as the next stage, but it's still pretty significant.
Right,
it's nice that he can fly right over this Joe. That's actually really nice. But now he's going to have to try to activate Rush in a way so that Rush despawns like that, so that he can summon Rush sooner. This one right here is the hardest one, so let's see if he gets it. Doesn't quite. That's a very hard... You have to summon Rush so that he spawns really high, and then you can sort of... Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Man.
Okay, good backup. Good backup.
Was he gonna try and get a jump off that? That would have been so good.
Good backup there. And meanwhile, Prissy is doing the standard room for the most part here with the balloons. Just gonna slide on the spikes as much as we can to get that horizontal movement quick.
Didn't feel comfortable with that jump, so he went back and kind of blinded up again.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
he's gonna fall.
Oh, so Prissy is in HP trouble now, actually.
Yeah.
And balloon trouble a little bit, too.
You can
Yeah,
cut
he's gonna
some
be-
balloons. Yeah.
You can cut balloons, yeah, fairly easily here. He's gonna be a little bit shorter than he probably would like, but his HP
Yeah,
is
his HP
only good enough to
is
take one hit, so
troublesome.
he's gonna... Looks like, yeah, he's gonna play it safe and just take an extra hit here. So he should be okay in square. But he does have to keep in mind, if he went for the balloon in C4 before, I don't know if that was what he was doing, but if it was, he's got to remember he does not have any balloon left. Ooh. Ladders, man.
Ladders are the toughest boss in this game. They're so mean.
So ohon gets a little bit of the sliding without having a balloon. He can get to the first ammo there. And then he's just going to take a little bit of a ride here at the top. But here come the rooms that are tricky with Jet. So we'll see how they go. Actually... Oh, shoot! It was actually a pretty nice strat there. Looks like he's just going to take it super safe this time.
And
This is the tricky room. Oh, he tried to do it more.
I think you have to
he
jump a little bit earlier to make that work.
got it.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. All right.
I'm impressed. That's a bold strat to go for.
That was,
But
and the Rush Jet warp to stay close to the wall. Oh,
heck
my
yeah,
goodness.
dude. Mega Man 4 Jet. Let's go. So as you can see, this was significantly slower than Prissy's, just because of, you know, not only not practiced, but also Jet is very finicky, and to utilize him correctly here, it's very hard. So, bit of an advantage again given to Prissy for not missing balloon. And ohon's health is also fairly low. It looks like he's got 7, or is it 6? 6.
I think he's got
There's an
6, so he
opportunity.
can't take a
Yeah,
body
so he
hit.
can take a bullet, but he can't take a body hit. Easy 5 hit.
Good,
Nice.
good.
Meanwhile, Prissy's into the auto scroller. There's not really a whole lot to say there. I assume he's doing the. Is he doing the new ammo route? Yeah, he's refilling ring regardless here, so that's good. That's definitely the smart thing to go for in the race. I know he had talked about doing this in races, but I didn't know if he was going to or not. The new ammo route. We'll see when
I
he
know
gets
he's been doing it
further in.
runs, yeah. He might do it just because he's used to doing it now.
Yeah. So one thing is, like, he is down a Dust Crusher from what he might normally have. I don't know what his balloon routing is like in Cossack 2, but he might be down one Dust Crusher
Okay. Which
from
is
having to kill them and no.
yeah, and that is a big deal. Well, if you kill them and no one, that's fine, because
Yeah. Now
you
he's
still
got
have one extra. But
if he does the new road, he'll have one spare dust shot.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary in a race, but
it is
doable.
But thankfully the backup for that isn't too bad either. When he's got a lead like this, this would be a good time to maybe like play around with it. Or he could just go for what he knows will work too.
All right, so Cockroach Twins is an interesting fight. You want to start. You don't want to make too many mistakes at the start of this fight because you want to get an interesting double hit that kills the first twin and hits the second, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get that, it loses a lot of time. So
yeah, Pharaoh's really nice in how it like pierces enemies that have less HP than it deals. It's a really nice weapon for that effect, and that's how that one works. So that the shot kind of pierces through the first one as its HP is too low to eat up the entire shot.
A big thing there is not making a mistake too, because your Pharaoh is very tightly routed, and if you mess up, you're either going to have to do some real scary stuff, or you're going to have to refill it and lose a bunch of time.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, we're so far so good on that.
We're going to see some good boy here. I saw he turned around and just took the damage boost. I thought that was interesting. He didn't go for it.
Yeah, that is interesting because normally, like, it's possible to get past him on the high jump without even taking damage at all. So,
Oh. First you
that
grab an
jump
E-tank.
does 7, which is a lot.
Yeah, that's probably the quickest in the E-tank to grab. The only reason you don't see too many people grab it is because it's so late in the game that usually you don't need it by this point. Like, if you made it this far in the game, you're just going to go for it.
Yeah, plus it's kind of annoying for that room in particular because when you come into that room, you're actually a little bit right of center of the room. And so if you go and grab the E-tank, you actually recenter the camera on Mega Man, which actually makes the Ton Boys on the stairs spawn sooner than they're supposed to, and you can't do a no-stop room anymore. So if you do grab the E-tank, it actually not only does it slow down the screen for grabbing it, but makes the room impossible to do without slowing down. It's kind of annoying.
He is confusing the boss, by the way, using his slide. When the Cossack Catcher tries to move to your location, but when you slide around, he gets confused and doesn't know where to go.
Is Orsa here?
Oh, no. No.
You need to explain to Orsa how much the game gets confused.
All right.
Sorry,
Having a
sorry,
bit of a
sorry.
time in the bat room.
Now that we've dispensed with that, we get into Wiley Castle. Then Wiley stages are interesting in that like there's not a lot of like traditional weapon use. Only against the bosses, really. The big thing is that you'll find yourself using Rush Jet, where in the Cossack stages you might have used Balloon instead. And
Yeah, it's
in
really-
particular, Wily 2 will be a stage with a lot of Rush Jet use.
Yeah, it's really interesting because like you see how much flash stop we use in 8 robots, and then you get to castles and you're like, actually Buster's good enough. Like it's just like we're okay with just sticking with Buster because there's
there
actually
aren't
a lot
enough
fewer enemies on
extremely
screen.
there aren't enough extremely long screens where there are many enemies.
Yeah, like as you can see, even like right now, there's only like 1 or 2 Mets on screen at most in a lot of these cases.
And then the other thing is they're Mets, right? So if you flash the screen, then you just can't get through. You're going to be damage boosting against all of these guys.
Yeah, you lock them into invincible mode.
Just skipping the Yoku block rooms. We don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, we're coming close to the end of the first race here. We've got the end of this stage here for Prissy, and then he's only got one actual stage left besides the refights and capsules. So there's not really much else to explain.
So
I don't
Prissy
think.
actually did an interesting little thing. Well, I guess he jumped into the fight, which makes it easier to get a 5-hit on the short hop, which is cool in itself. Let's see.
I don't know if he's gonna get it. He's gonna get another.
He's
cycle,
wasted
yeah.
a lot of rings. I think he's shot 5 rings on each of these cycles and missed the 5th hit on all of them.
So he'll
that's
probably
kinda rough.
grab some refills and Wiley 3 then. Yeah, the idea with the new routing in refights is mostly so that you can skip all the small refills in Wiley 3. And that allows you to, instead of having to go into that little cove area and pick up little ammos, you can just fall straight down to the next room, and it's pretty significant time save. And by doing that, we're not refilling any dust. So your dust ammo is more tightly routed, especially like if you miss a shot on the square, you probably don't want to necessarily go for this routing. But the nice thing about this route is you know in advance I missed a shot on square, and you can adapt well before, and if you know you can't do it, then you can just do the old routing, and it's fine. So it's a nice little advantage of giving you a little bit of sort of more information before you decide to go all in on this new ammo route, you know? Whereas the old idea, you had to kind of like just be all in.
All right, ohon got 6 on both of his first 2 cycles, so he has a very easy 3rd cycle here. That's about as good as you can get.
Yeah, nice fight.
Yeah, getting the 3 cycles is always good, but that's a particularly good one.
I actually don't know. Is it better to get a 6-5-3 than it is to get a 6-6-2?
I don't.
Just because there's so many wasted iframes on the second 6. That's all.
Oh, Prissy using a toad here to skip the boss refill. He does not do the drill strat, however. You can destroy that boss's hip. Oh, Prissy. Okay.
Prissy playing a little dangerous there, but
so I
guess he's like how far ahead he is.
He was sliding into the boss to get iframes so that he could jump through the boss's projectiles and not get blocked by them. But that does 8 damage while the projectiles only do 4.
The fire shots still do 8.
Oh, they still do 8. Okay,
the balls only are the ones that deal 4. So either way, it's still a pretty dangerous fight, regardless of what you take a hit off of typically, but...
ohon's kind of running out of game here to catch up to. I mean, at this point, he's basically hoping that Prissy meets with some sort of misfortune.
Alright, Prissy's going to show us the normal refights route here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's... Unfortunately, at this point for ohon, there's not really much he can do to catch up here.
Yeah,
Prissy would have to probably
die against machine at the end, maybe? Even that might not be enough.
He'd probably have to game over. Like, we're talking, it's probably close to 2 minutes behind. So it's pretty significant.
Yeah, a death thing against machine would be a lot of time because he wouldn't have enough weapons to go back and do it the right way.
Yeah, but I still don't think it would be enough.
Not that we're hoping that Prissy Metza.
Yeah. I don't think it's very productive to make up all these like fantastic scenarios, but
yeah, but that's essentially what you gotta cross your fingers and hope for if you're ohon. I'm curious what he does against regular.
Ultimately, like, this whole race has been kind of just a struggle for ohon too, because you can tell that a lot of these backups is just something he's never had to deal with before. Or if he has, it's something he's never had to deal with before in a really long time. So, like, it's a little bit unfortunate. Like if you get into like a mode where you're ready to race, and then 2.5 minutes into the run, you miss something that has to change the entirety of your speed run afterward, like the next 35 plus minutes of your run.
Yeah.
So it's on you to make the jump, but it's still like it's a tight jump. Even with Flash Stopper, that jump is not free, so we'll see what he can do in the next race. Hopefully he can just shake this one off and focus into the next one.
A little bad luck from Mr. Bones there.
I believe the purpose of Marine in this game is so that you can make jokes about it.
You don't fight him with dive? No Marine on dive, huh?
Only in bingo. Fatso's already promised me his victory lap Pharaoh on Dive Man fight, so I'm waiting for that. 36 now.
I gotta be careful about making these promises.
Nah, man, it's fine.
It's funny. I've been like embedded deep in this in this alternative refight route. So I saw ohon come out of Bright, and I'm like, oh, he's only got one Robot Master left. He's closer than I thought.
Yeah, that's why I said the other night. I said, doesn't it feel kind of like refights got shorter?
A little bit.
To me, it almost feels like it's
I'm
like a
used to
mental
Bright being
thing
in the
where-
middle, right?
Yeah, I get out of
Bright's in the
like
end.
Bright and Drill, and I'm like, and I get like I'm still mentally thinking about 4 more fights, and I go, oh wait, I'm done. Wait, what happened? So, yeah, it's an interesting change to refights because the second half of refights is the same as the first half of the old route.
ohon showing off a cool strat there against Pharaoh. Sorry, against Ring. No, with Pharaoh against Ring.
So coming up on Capsule here for Prissy, and time is on the last hit. He's going to be using Pharaoh and going for double hits with the charge trick we talked about earlier. Takes 5, so hopefully he gets a good You can't double hit every single pattern, so it does depend a bit on RNG.
No, ohon getting the business.
Oh,
No! Oh, that's just the
in
worst.
the wall.
He double checked for an E-Tank, it looks like, but he's gonna have to do this fight damageless because, yeah, he's got no health.
That's one of those scenarios where I start thinking about coiling up to get the HP.
Oh, doesn't matter. Really good pattern for Prissy, and it's over.
Yeah, GG to Prissy, that's one race down.
GG.
I saw it, dude.
Oh, no,
The classic orb spawn so that you can't move during phase 2 spawn. And you can't get iframes back, and you can't move, and you can't dodge. That's totally it right there.
That's just iconic. I love it.
That's how this entire run has gone for ohon. That just sums it up.
Well, all the things that have gone wrong for this man tonight in this race, and he
Still
can
gonna
skip
get a sub
sub 40.
Yeah.
Just saying. He might not, but he still could. Just honestly speaks to his ability to at least keep pushing through regardless. Oh, did you hear? It's official now. You can apparently now also say irregardless. Apparently it's an official word now. Thanks, Webster's Dictionary, for ruining the English language more. right, let's see what kind of pattern he gets. Not bad. Unfortunately, missed the double there. That should be an easy one for him. And GG.
GG.
39.56. Look at that. So yes, like I said, unfortunate there. Like, not much you can do. Once you miss the balloon, you kind of have to just bail and go. And he did. So hopefully that doesn't happen to him again in the next couple of races. But like you just kind of have to, like I said, you hopefully can just shake it off and get prepared for the next one. All right, Dark Man. I will say this. I sat down watching RoboCop not realizing it was a new movie because I was like, oh, this is that movie that I never got to watch as a kid. I'll watch it finally now. And it took me about 45 minutes into the movie to realize this was not the same movie. I was like, oh, this is new. That's my review of RoboCop.
I wanted to watch the old thing. Give me the
And
old
I got
thing.
the new thing. I was like, oh, finally I can watch this. And then there were actors and actresses showing up where I was like, man, they aged well. That's my experience watching that movie. Someday I'll get to watch the original RoboCop then. Someday. They really were. People thought Jurassic Park was ahead of its time. Man, they didn't watch RoboCop.
Aren't we watching RoboCop right now?
In a way.
I think we're watching Astro Boy.
Yeah.
True. This is best of 3. That's correct. So that was only the first one. So there's another, at least one more after. And if Ohon wins, then there'll be a final. Prisi putting in some work in the practice real quick. Something he wants to clean up.
I like the little Docron Minoans here. You can see their green skull.
Oh, ladder balloons. Alright.
We are between races right now, so we're just waiting for everybody to be ready for the second round.
Aaron, I want you to know that was the only thing I did right in that entire stage in the relay. Every other room was a mess.
Prisi practicing a pretty good strat for a pretty good room. Oh, never mind. He changed to a different one. A different and worse one as soon as I started talking.
It's pretty good consistency there. You got it something like 6 times in a row or something.
Easy. Just devote your life to them.
All of the robots in this game were specifically were specifically made to kill Mega Man, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Do you think so? I mean, maybe at first. But Dr. Cossack, like, had to know that... Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he didn't know Proto Man was going to save his daughter. It's true.
What about Beat?
I mean, Beat was made by Cossack later, right? To
True.
help Mega Man. Maybe that was his apology robot. I'm sorry. Here, have a bird.
I think Pharaoh Man sleeps in his spare time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead, Mr. Cab. I'm sorry, Facet CC. Alright, looks like we're loading back up. We're probably ready pretty soon.
Yo, Kale, I'm dropping the knowledge. I definitely dislike fussiness as well, so I can respect that.
Toadman was designed to dance. Just want to point out, both Toadman and Tundraman are Cossack creations. Excellent dancers.
Wasn't there 2 robots in 11 made by Cossack?
I think so, but I don't remember which other one.
Was it Bounce?
Seems right.
Good robots. I'm not being facetious. I actually think they're good robots.
Yeah.
The Pristy's readied up here.
Yep.
Just waiting on ohon, and away they'll go for race number 2.
Yeah. So 37:47 is a pretty good time, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not this race's winner beats that time. Because I know that both of them are very much capable of beating that time on any given no reset.
Mm-hmm.
For reference, what's Prisi's PB now? 37:11?
10.
37:10.
ohon's PB is 37:11.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're neck and neck. World record is 37:08. I don't remember who set that. I just forgot. So.
Yeah, I forgot too.
Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man did.
Mega Man himself.
The record descended from the heavens.
No, I think Fatso would remember if he got the record, Cac. He's right here in Fat. Yeah, no, Fatso has the record right now. It's a solid run. Solid run.
It was 90% of a really good run, and then
Oh, I know, I get it.
Yeah.
I fully am aware of what it's like to have your run fall apart in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, and we're off.
All right, here we go. we can stop stalling and extemporizing.
Yeah, we've been hard enough on ourselves, I think. Let's let the game be hard on somebody else. All right, we got Brightman.
Pretty impressive thing to start here. I mean, that's kind of what you expect in Brightman, but
yeah,
it could
we got the
diverge
same
already.
jump, and ohon with the better jump here.
This is leading. All right, so ohon is off to a 1-second lead.
Yeah, the grasshopper behavior is RNG. You can actually make that jump, but it's not something you want to go for in a race.
Yeah, it's not hard, but it's not easy either necessarily. And even if you know what you're doing, it's still sometimes easy to just get just a little bit off. And yeah, you don't want to put yourself like 30 some seconds behind when you're just starting. Like, at least wait till the balloon jump.
So
And already you can see the grasshopper luck already brought Prissy back
yeah,
into it a
pretty
little
much
bit too.
evened
So
up. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty common, I think, with the stage.
Brightman only uses his flash stopper at certain HP values, and those are 16, 8, and 4. So if you played this game before, you might remember getting frozen a lot, and you'll notice that, wow, they just keep getting perfect RNG, and it's not RNG at all. It's actually just scripted.
Yeah. The only randomness is whether you get a jump or a shot pattern. And I actually don't know what's better for Buster players. You want lots of jumps if you're fighting with Pharaoh Shot.
I always found, well, I haven't done Bright now in a while, but like I always found it better when he shoots, because then you don't have to worry about like even guessing. Like you see ohon having to kind of like hesitate here, and even little hesitations can cause you to like delay a shot. Whereas if you keep shooting and standing in one spot, you do want him to jump to the middle, but like if you keep standing roughly in one spot, that's much better.
Go on with a slightly cleaner flight, just getting a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, 4-second lead here coming out of stage 1. 2:18 is a solid time. Most guys that play Bright consistently have golds around that 2:16 mark, so being only +2 off his gold is pretty solid.
So if you're Ohon, how nervous are you right now? About to do the balloon jump
Does
again?
he get
I'm not
nervous?
going to talk about it because I ruined this last time.
I don't know, like, there's just certain speedrunners in the community that just seem to have nerves of steel. So I don't doubt that like he probably does get nervous when he plays games, but like, man, it doesn't show.
There you go. We're both across.
Can I point out actually how close he was to him almost missing that
it
again?
was pretty close.
He actually almost jumped early there. So I'm very thankful he made it across. Woo. little stressful there. All right, but we both have the balloon now. We're good. So something that's a little different with, well, I was just gonna say something that's a little different with this game compared to a lot of other games is there's actually a significant amount of waiting in stage 1 and 2 because of the grasshoppers and these platforms. And that can make a lot of runners get a little bit antsy, especially at the beginning of a run. You have a lot of resets. So it's always interesting to see how people handle that. If they get, you know, a little twitchy and their jumps get a little bit mistimed and whatnot, or if they just keep it consistent, keep it safe. And these guys seem to be doing a very, very good job of, you know, looking at lockdown so they don't make any sort of weird mistakes.
You might see a lot of weird behavior, like them jumping around on the platforms and stuff, and a lot of that is actually to reduce lag. This game is just really, really laggy, really pushes the NES beyond its limits. So you want to do anything you can to make the game run faster.
Oh, is Pharaoh going to die in the corner? Okay.
Good boy, Pharaoh.
A little early there on the jump for animation skip, but that's okay. It's a hard thing to get. Prisi gets it on the other hand, though, so he'll actually get a little bit of time back on ohon. But
Yeah,
ohon's
that's
still
just over a
bit of an
second
advantage.
for the animation skip, so not nothing.
Okay.
And now we're going to see a real ring ascent from Ohon.
How
He
good
gets
is
to
this
do his
mini
strat.
balloon going to feel for him?
I can't remember the last time I kept a run that missed balloon, but like, yeah,
Oh, there it is, baby.
when I did the next time, I'm pretty sure that I would have felt pretty good.
Ooh,
I'm in a little trouble.
wall blaster.
That balloon is actually tricky because it just feels different from every other balloon in the game. You have to actually like fall onto it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's like at an awkward height. Anyway,
So yeah, we
skip the hip
never
rope.
really discussed about the mini bosses in the stage last race, did we? But there's like 4 mini bosses here. We're gonna only kill this one because we have to. And we're gonna skip the other 3 by just sliding past. Again, there's no invisible barrier to hold you back. I guess Capcom didn't think that a player would want to try to sneak by, so thankfully...
Or they wanted to reward them for their ingenuity.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely what it was.
Yeah.
So,
Look, I know Capcom. I know they're stand-up guys.
Yeah. So we'll skip this last Whopper here and the 2 hippos, and we do kill the one, but it is a good thing that we do kill at least one of them though, because HP does, as you see, become a factor by the end of the stage, and so you're kind of using your HP as ammunition a little bit in this stage. Ooh, misshot there from ohon.
So this is fine. It's just the kill is in the corner, which is
your
second or slower.
Yeah, you're gonna see actually prisi take the lead now because Ring died in the center for him, even though they got their kills about the same time. That's actually a really good example of what it's like to see the difference of middle kill versus corner kill. But these guys still neck and neck. I mean, they haven't been more than 4 seconds apart.
Yeah,
yeah.
This has been a really nice race so far. Prisi's stage select looked a little suspect to me, so I was a little bit worried that he was going to be back in Bright Stage, but it looks like we're good.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to do in races. It's definitely worth taking even that little bit of extra slow delay before you select the stage to 100% make sure you're going to the right one. Because in a race, going to the wrong stage is pretty much you lose. Unless it's one that you can work with where you're going to a stage that you haven't completed yet. Then sometimes you can still work with it, but very often it ends up killing your run.
Yeah.
I don't know, Fast. What's it like?
Hope that we never get to see Pharaoh shot against Drill.
Could you imagine volunteering to run a marathon for charity and then doing our own stage select?
Nah, doesn't happen.
Can't.
ohon burned a lot of ring ammo there. We do have a decent amount still. But he does have to be a little bit careful here because it looks like he's got about 9 ammo, and he needs 7 to kill Dust. So if he gets a bad pattern from Dust here, he could actually run out.
He
he's
did
not
take
careful.
a back boost on the Met to save 2 shots.
The short jump.
It looks really bad to miss the Crusher, but it's actually not that big of a time loss. Like going a little bit slow there is not too bad.
Yeah, it's only a couple seconds. There's one. All right. We're fine.
We're good. Unfortunately, this is Prissy extending his lead a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna get a little bit of breathing room here, but it's not a huge deal. This is still well within a lot of things to bring both runners back up close together, whether it's execution or just luck based. So.
So we'll see who can make up a little bit of time. This Skull is really a stage. There's different tiers of strats you can go for. I know Prissy uses a balloon there for kind of safety.
Yeah, it's a little slower to use a balloon there, just because, again, balloons are kind of big sprites, and they lag the game kind of heavily. But, yeah, it makes that room really, really easy to get underneath the Toga hero. Nice, ohon recognized that his jump was too soon, so he turned around to take that back boost on the shield attacker.
Yeah, really good game sense.
Did he just slow down?
I think
check that drop.
I think he missed his slide.
Okay.
If you miss your slide there, even for a very small amount of time, you still end up picking up the drop from Eddie. So I don't think that was intended, but he got something, either a 1-up or an E-tank.
Yeah, the only official enemy names I know in this game are my 2 hands.
Classic. The two hands, left hand called Fast at CC Killer, and right hand Chelney Killer.
Good pattern.
Ooh, a short freeze for ohon as well.
Yeah,
so
Skull's
what
been great
Skull
tonight.
does between his skull barriers is not random. It's based on your inputs. So we can make the fight go the same way every time. It's just we got that random length skull barrier in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, the most you can get before he shields is 6 hits, unfortunately. So you're going to get a shield pattern regardless of what you do.
So I'm kind of curious to see. I think this is around the spot where we kind of started to see Prissy playing a little safer. And I'm curious to see if he goes for anything more aggressive since he knows ohon is right on his tail.
He did do a slide cancel there, so he hasn't cut out everything. I know ohon doesn't go for those, so it is a riskier thing that Prissy will potentially save, you know, a little bit of time on ohon with, but yeah, the risk is obviously if you miss that and die, you go back to the beginning, which can be pretty rough. Oh, actually, ohon went for that one. So
yeah, I wonder if he would go for the longer one.
The one that everybody goes for.
Yeah.
Now, if you start seeing him do them in the checkpoint room, then you know something's up.
Oh boy.
Got to go all in sometimes.
There's a whole different strat you can do in the checkpoint room where you go under everything instead of over everything, and just Godspeed if you try it.
Yeah. It sucks. It's like, as somebody who's done this in RTA before, it sucks. It sucks, and I hate it, and I stop.
It's pretty dumb.
I saw ohon missed his slide and he decided to just walk over instead of risk falling into the wire pit.
Yeah, this isn't a time for him to make a big mistake. At this point, even like he doesn't really have to play that aggressive. He's close enough to Prissy that, you know,
drill. It's within drill.
Yeah.
There's a
and he's
lot
got
of
2 drill fights and a
game
square
left to
fight,
go.
right? So I mean, there's lots of potential.
Just right on the pixel. He just finished the fight right there.
An easy animation skip this time.
Animation skip. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little uncharacteristic of Prissy to miss that last race. So he was a little bit, I think, more aware of it this time. All right, back into drill. So we're looking for pretty much this stage is really all this stage is about is keeping your movement not even that tight, but just tight enough so that your flash stopper will last long enough for different rooms.
Mostly going for a lot of micro slides, really scary ones.
Yeah.
I don't think the
ultimately,
microslide that screen is all that scary. It is like it's a risk, yes, but it's not a significant one, I don't think.
Ooh, that drop was a little bit though.
It's
a little bit nasty.
Yeah, that drop's scary. Anything in that screen is just scary. If I just stop sliding altogether as soon as I get any drop there, it's like no.
Yeah, it's like 80% of the way through the stage, and it's still not at the checkpoint yet. So, pretty critical to not die in that room.
ohon almost got through that boulder. It came out and kind of lagged the game a little bit.
Yeah, not much you can do in that situation, except for flashing again, I guess. If you
So we want to stay close to Drill Man because proximity actually kind of affects his behavior. So if we stay closer to him, it doesn't guarantee anything, but we're more likely to get the patterns we want.
Yeah, no dives
wow,
there.
Prissy. ohon. So unfortunately, Prissy's going to extend his lead just based off of RNG going into this room, though only by about 4 seconds.
Yeah, 16 flat teleport for Prissy, which is probably like a 37 1x to 2x range, depending on how his castles go. So really good pace right now. And ohon's really not that much further behind him either, so...
Someone asked, what's a good time overall? Well, Prissy's time last race was 37:47. And keep in mind, there's only, I think, 11 or 12 people that have broken into the 37s. So that's a really good time.
The way that's worded is so sinister, Mello. It's what's expected of them. Or what?
Honestly, in a marathon or a race, a 38 is not a bad time. Like, a lot of matches have been won with 38s in this tournament.
Yeah, theoretically, you can actually play perfectly at a level capable of getting, like, a mid to low 37 and still get a 38. It's just dependent on a little bit on luck. You're not likely going to get all that bad luck, but it's definitely possible. Dude, Streamline, if we get a 36 in this race or the next race... Well, we won't get one in this race, but if we get one in the next race, assuming that ohon can tie this up, I can go back to Assassin's Creed. And Fatso can play something else too. What would you play if you didn't have to play 36?
Oh, I would probably quit speedruns for a while.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, now this is just a downer. Nobody better 36 than this. Nobody better 36. If they truly love Mega Man speedruns, they won't 36.
Ohon got another jump. That's where he wanted him. Nobody play MM4 anymore, please. That's a great message for our final.
Same robot's time as last time, like in the 12 to 15 range.
Yeah, it looked like an 1810 teleport. Really, really nice.
Yeah, these are both some pretty 8 robots. Like, if I get a run that's like around this pace, I'm pretty excited still.
They're all good, guys. Anyways, so here we are going to Cossack 1. This like 5 to 6 second lead that Prissy has. Maybe it's like 7 or 8 seconds actually, now that I think about it. This is definitely something that could turn around. I mean, even just from mistakes in this stage, right?
Yeah, he's already taken 2 hits.
More luck in Cossack 2, and so it's definitely very much a heated race still.
Yeah,
so,
Prissy just took 2 hits from the Tomboys, which is 12 health. He did get 1 small refill, but he's sitting right now on 18 health, and there's more deboosts to come. He's going to lose 7 more to the Jumbig and 4 more to the ladder press at least. So, you know, depending on how his fight goes, he's going to have to be a little bit cautious, I think.
Anyone care to guess what enemy the Tomboy is? We're gonna have some lore trivia.
There will be a quiz.
I hope so.
That was a little bit scary for Prissy. I was worried that he wasn't gonna have enough iframes.
So yeah, Prissy's got 7 health coming in here, which means he's gonna have to avoid body hits from Moth.
Ohon actually had a nicer strat there.
Ooh. Okay, Prissy now has to be very cautious. Play it very
This is
safe.
not a great position to be in. Like, it's stuck in the corner.
Yeah.
So, very, very fortunate that Prissy survived there.
Yeah, that
And,
was actually pretty close, too. He almost jumped into the bullet as it was coming in for his last hit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think if he didn't nail it last hit, he might have fallen on it.
In this game, there are no checkpoints before bosses.
Yeah, a death here is significantly bad. So as you can see, ohon is already now right back on Prissy's tail. Just from like one boss fight that Prissy had to take carefully. And that's what we mean, is this game, even when this game goes correctly, or even just a little bit off, it can force you to really have to slow down just to like play it carefully.
About a 3 or 4 second lead now for Prissy.
Prissy gets through that room this time very nicely.
All right, coming up on square, we kind of didn't explain too much last time, but his pattern is RNG, and the difference between the best and worst is about 12-ish seconds.
Yeah, like 12 to, what was it? Well, I was thinking it was about 12, but my notes say 14, so
Who knows?
I timed it a long time ago, back in like probably 2014 or 15 or something.
So we
but
number
yeah.
them by how many times he goes around before he becomes vulnerable. So they both just got a 2.
2.
Yeah.
2.
The range at getting a good pattern versus a bad pattern is pretty. It's pretty rare. You have a 10% chance to get a 1 pass.
Oh
No! That's something that you almost never see. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So he went. It's faster to jump over that, but he went for a slide, which is saves some lag. I'm sorry, it's safer to jump over that, but slide under that. This is my words all messed up. You wanna slide there usually, but he went for a jump to save some lag frames and he died.
Yeah, that's a huge time loss.
So once again, we're kind of in a spot where ohon's gonna be praying for some sort of windfall.
A square, I think, typically costs about a little over a minute, probably a minute 10 seconds, depending on how your strats are to get back to him.
Yeah.
And then
and now you got
depending on
ammo to worry about too. Like
ammo to worry about, plus what pattern he gives you again on your second pass into the fight.
yeah, it's just probably the most brutal like death you could take in Cossack stages, anyways.
Yeah,
for
other than
maybe-
dying to auto scroller
Maybe
boss.
if you died at Cockroach Twins, it's worse.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Those are some really uncharacteristic mistakes. Like ohon is just so consistent. It's rare to actually see him make a mistake like that.
Yeah. So one thing to be aware of is like the time. Right now it's, I guess, what time is it? 8 a.m. in Japan. The races started at like 6.
Well, it's like 10:30 for him right now. Because 9 p.m. my time should be midnight his time. Or
yeah.
12
Oh
noon.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, sorry, I just can't read. I'm
So it is
unaware.
morning for him. It is morning for him, but
it is morning, so a little bit. That is sometimes a factor, but
that's my FF11 knowledge dropping down right there. Got to know when JP midnight is when stuff kicks in.
forgetting that we have 12-hour clocks.
Yeah, we should just go back to the sundial.
I'm curious to see what he does. Yeah, perfect.
Band
He's gonna
time.
refill dust here. A refill ring here. Okay. Because he's missing a good bit of dust.
Yeah, I wonder what the game plan for that is. Maybe in Cossack 4.
That's how they used to do it, Baron. I heard back in 2009.
Back in 2009.
Yeah, yeah. In the dark times.
The old times, you would go look at the clock before you start your speed run, and then run to the clock afterwards.
The VCR timer. When you're watching it back before you submit the tape to Nate to be captured.
Oh man. You run upstairs and tell your parents. Oh my god, I did it! Go outside. That's what we would have been told. So, excuse me, you were playing video games when it's sunny outside? Never mind. I didn't do anything. Prissy not grabbing the E-tank this time.
I wonder why he grabbed it last time and not this time. Because he's got a similar lead.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got he does have also now a game in hand, so it might have been just so that he was to maybe guarantee he took the 1 game lead.
He didn't get one from Eddie or anything, did he? I didn't see anything like that.
I'm not sure, because we didn't have his audio for most of the Eddie pickups, I don't think.
So again, sliding during the horizontal movement here to stop it. Only the horizontal movement is affected by the slide.
Yeah.
Slides have weird effects on all sorts of timers in this game.
Yeah, sliding, I don't know. They broke something when they programmed them in. You can see the game gets confused about which direction you're facing when you're sliding.
Sorry, Orsa.
Alright. Ohon showing off the faster balloon strats there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that little balloon. It feels so good. Yeah, no, Prissy definitely in the driver's seat. I mean, he's gonna have to make a mistake, the same mistake basically that Ohon did in one of these other stages. And
the thing that really compares that I can think of is like against Metal Daddy or a really bad death against Machine.
yeah, and the thing with this one is
it's just like
you don't typically lose that much health here because you kill so many Mets that even if you do get hit, as you saw, Percy just got a health fill anyway. It's very common that you're full health when you get to the end of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even if he slips up here in the water and takes a death, that's not the kind of, like, Ohon needs him to take a much bigger mistake than that. So, we'll see. I mean, like, never say never, obviously, but I think it's gonna be pretty difficult.
Yeah, it kind of is that feeling when, like, you know it's out of your hands now. You just have to watch and pray you get a windfall. Pray something happens. And Prissy is not the kind of guy you want to be hoping to make a mistake, because it's pretty rare for him to make like a large mistake in a race.
That being said, we're in the finals now, so I mean that statement could probably be said about literally anybody.
True.
He also sliding directly into the boss here, not taking a jump in. So this is the faster strat, but it can be a little bit... I mean, it makes it more difficult to get a 5-hit on the short pattern.
Yeah.
He's being much more cautious with his ring ammo this time.
Yeah, which might mean he is going to try the new ammo route. We'll see if he goes for 5. No, he didn't even go for 5
he could have gotten that. He's being real safe.
So it looks like he wants to do the new ammo route, probably, into refights. So just he wants to make sure he's going to have as much ring ammo as possible near the end.
Nobody should drill Taco, in my opinion. If you don't enjoy the ring fight, I don't know what to say. It's such a satisfying fight when you do it right.
A note for any newer runners or less experienced, don't listen to Sage.
Yeah, you should. I was about to say, if your time is like a 40 or above, you should absolutely drill Taco.
I just want to eat tacos now. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So I guess one of the more subtle things we could talk about with this metal that is you are actually see what ohon is doing is he's actually moving far away, and that gives you more opportunities to hit the boss per cycle. So you can get 6 hits on the long cycles and 5 on the short ones.
Nice little strat from Prissy, that little rush jet.
It's not as fast as just doing the straight jump up, I don't think, but
Yeah,
it's a little more consistent, probably.
Yeah, it's very consistent. It just requires you to like wait a little longer because you have to wait for Rush to actually form before you can jump off of him. He's got lots of health too, so he should be fine.
That's no worry. Let's go. Oh, and such a friendly pattern too.
Yeah. Best pattern is no orange balls because they lag the game when they explode, and that's pretty much what we just saw. So the game is definitely saying it's your time. Yeah, I mean, if you compare the distance that these two are apart and like the death that ohon had, I think we'd still be sitting in a very similar position, like without that death. Like, I think you'd still see Prissy in the lead right now based on what we've seen from ohon.
Yep, falling straight through.
A new ice through. So this is 2 seconds faster in total when you count not going into the alcove for extra ammo.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time not having to pick that stuff up, but your movement in the capsule room is also faster.
Yeah, the teleporter route is also very slightly faster. He's not using a buffer at all. Okay.
I don't think anybody's been buffering except myself and maybe you were looking at one. I don't know if... I mean, it's only been the 3 of us that have been doing this new route, I think, so... Prissy probably just hasn't taken the time to learn one yet.
So starting with dust means that you could end up at pretty low HP pretty quickly from absorbing those suck patterns. So we'll see. Prissy had a pretty good opportunity to take HP from Toad there, but declined.
He might set up Ring to give him this HP here. I don't know what ring fight he does. Yeah, he does the older one where he dies on the teleporter. Oh no.
It's the newer old one.
Yeah.
Of the 2, where he doesn't die on the teleporter. That's the one I did before I started doing CF0.
This is an interesting, fun usage of Pharaoh. And pausing away from it so you don't actually lose the full charge shot ammo. And then you can actually save yourself 2 shots of dust, which gives you a little bit of a leeway in this otherwise incredibly strict ammo route.
So ohon's again doing a different route here. So it suddenly looks like they're very close, but no, Prissy is doing the boss fights in a different order.
Maybe Prissy's boss fights are just 4 robots faster. Oh.
That's the worst. Missing a dust shot is just...
Yeah.
Oh,
thankfully, he's got lots of ammo, though.
I'd be nervous. I don't like going into drill with that low HP, because he can pretty easily be mean to you.
Skull has been one of the nicest bosses of all time tonight. Have we seen any bad Skull shields tonight?
No, we haven't.
4 runs? That's 8 fights?
No, I think ohon got 1 in refights last time, but he was already behind, so we didn't really pay attention to it.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, you'd think there would be enough to be like 3 shield lengths or something if you want to RNG it, but no, there's like 7, 8?
Yeah, there's 7 shield lengths.
7 different lengths.
The worst one is repeated twice.
It's twice, yeah. So you have a 25% chance of getting the 4-second shield.
Thanks, Capcom. So Prisi's out. He actually had a really clean. He only picked up the 1 health at the very end. So he's got plenty of health for Wiley Machine. It was a really great refight.
Always lucky.
And you can see he finished with 1 ring ammo left over. So that ammo is really tightly routed if you don't pick up those little refills. Wow, that was sick.
We're looking at a casual 37 2x, I think, right here. If he gets a nice pattern anyway from Capsule.
A
Which is a
casual
really,
time
really, really good time.
that like 2 months ago would have been 2nd place.
Yeah, it is a little
Like I
odd
said,
to think how meteoric this game's ascent to sudden popularity was.
it's all it takes sometimes. Just get a tournament going. Should have started one like 4.5 years ago.
If Prissy is careful here, and he's careful with the shots, he's going to clinch it with this kill. He does have to make sure he doesn't die or run out of ammo. That's basically the only things can go wrong at this point.
Okay, nice pattern there.
Ooh,
He
missed a
did miss a
double.
couple doubles, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful.
On to a barrel shot there. Not
Yeah,
trying
he was
for
just 2x,
he's being careful.
like here. All right, we're good.
37-31
GG.
is solid.
GG.
Regardless of ohon's death in Square Machine, that's a win for Prissy anyway. So at least ohon can feel a little bit vindicated there in that even if he hadn't died, it wouldn't have mattered. So ohon coming in to his sort of like final lap. I was gonna say victory lap, but this isn't a victory lap, I guess. It's a final lap though. And again, like this can still be a sub 39 with that death to Square, which is again kind of funny to think about.
It goes to show you how much just smooth movement through all the rooms. Like, just go fast. And even if you make mistakes, you'll still be pretty fast.
Ohon just making sure he doesn't miss.
Yeah.
And there it is, sub 39.
Well done.
Keep in mind the tournament actually isn't over here. We do still have the runner-up race between third and fourth
match.
place tomorrow, I believe, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning
Or-
at 9
yeah,
a.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Yeah, so there is still one more race yet. It'll be between Becco and Not Riley 4. So still probably one good race left in this tournament.
And if you're not on Eastern Time, that's 11 hours and 20 minutes from now. Go to sleep right now so you can be up for it.
That's a lot of hours.
It is a lot of hours. It's way more sleep than I usually get.
Well, right on. I guess we did it. GG, everybody.
We definitely did it.
Yeah,
The
we
three
did.
of us.
We
Yeah.
did.
I think my contribution was very important to this race.
I'm not sure if Toad has any plans to say anything, because this is the end of the tournament, sort of. I'm also not sure if he's in this Discord.
Yeah, this was the Super Bowl. Next week is the All-Star game.
The Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl. Thank you.
I know American football.
Why?
Because it's good.
I guess it's unarguable. I think we're getting Prissy in here to talk in just a second. We're just waiting for him to get set up. He has to find his microphone because he buried it somewhere. I just made that up. He just needs a second.
He should check his mouth. I hear he uses that for things. What, nobody got the teeth mash joke? All right, I'll have to step it up.
Sometimes you bite off more than you can chew.
Sometimes, yes. He puts more than his money where his mouth is.
I'm sorry, this is the old folks game.
Excuse me?
This is the old folks game. You're not allowed to speedrun this game if you're like under 30.
What? Are you disqualifying Prissy? That's what I think you just did.
Hi, Prissy. How are you doing?
Hi. Pretty good.
Hi, Prisi.
What's up?
So how do you feel, man?
Good. I don't know what to say. Just ask me some questions. I don't know what to say.
Were you nervous at all at any point?
No. Yes,
Did you watch any movies today?
No. I was nervous at the start of the first race, but I don't know. I wasn't really nervous. I don't know why.
I know you were racing like a really great opponent, but you have quite a legacy of like Mega Man speedruns yourself. Did going up against ohon kind of get in your head at all?
Yes, for sure. Like, that's why I like start my stream like two hours before, because I needed to play well and I needed to like be at my best. And actually, yeah, I actually played a little bit better than against back home. That made me happy.
So were you watching ohon stream?
On the first race I was like open it after I ended the stage, and then I checked and I was like, oh, it's closed, okay, and then I closed it. And then next stage I did the same thing at the end of the stage. When I had time I checked it and I was like, oh, okay, good, and then closed it.
So at some point you might have noticed like, oh, suddenly I got like a large lead.
So when I don't know, I think I said that in my last interview already. Whenever I see like my opponents, they lose like a lot of time, I'm like in the lead, I'm always very nervous. That actually makes me very nervous because I always think a lot, you know, whenever I come to a hard strat or whenever I come to a strat where I'm like, I don't need to do that, but I could, and I know I can do it, but I don't need to do it. And then I'm in my head, it's like a lot going on in my head, and it's very stressful. So it's kind of weird because it doesn't make sense really, because in that second race, it was very close, and that's where it should be stressful, right? I was actually in the first race more stressful because so it's the first race and you want to win it for confidence and for having that safety first win. And also like, okay, I'm in the lead by like 20 seconds. If I lose this, you're stupid, basically. So yeah.
Do you know what happened to Ohon on the first run?
Yeah, I saw a comment in the Twitch comments. Somebody said he lost. He forgot to take the boon. Like he fell in the pit and couldn't get the boons.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I didn't know where he died because I always checked at the end of my my stage, but I saw he was like behind. Yeah, at some point.
Oh, he died in the first run. He died in the bat room in drill. He just slid into like that little spike pit.
Oh no! Oh man! Did he do the micro slide at the start of that room or?
I think he did, though I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Okay.
And the second run, he actually died against Square Machine. He got on the second pattern, he got pinched on the side of the screen, and
no way! What? Really?
Yep.
I thought he died in. No! Oh my god! I thought he died on Cossack 3 again by jumping into the thing because he did that against. I don't know. I think it was against Riley. He jumped into in Cossack 3 at the start into the enemy on the ground. I saw that. I saw that he was behind way back, and I was like, wait, what? What happened? Oh man, that's very unfortunate. Damn. Because that race was really close.
I think Chelney was saying, based off it, like he lost a good amount of time for that death, but it looked like all other things even, you probably still would have been a little bit ahead had he not died.
He would have been ahead, or
you probably would have still had a small, like a few seconds lead over him had he not died in Cossack 2 in the second game. What
pattern did he get? Because I got a 2-2, which is actually very good.
Does anyone remember?
He had a 2 at the start. Because I remember seeing Fast said something like both got a 2 at the start. But, 2-3? Okay. Damn. Okay, so I would have been ahead by like, I don't know, I think I was ahead by like 2 seconds into the fight. So I would have been like by 5 seconds ahead, probably, going to Cossack 3. But either way, that race was really good, I think. You need to check that race.
Yeah. Did you have anything else to say? Because I think we're going to give the floor to Lookin' Toad in a second.
I don't know. If you guys don't have any questions, I guess, then thanks for commentating. Thanks for watching. Thanks for racing. To ohon, congrats on second place. So it's very good. And yeah, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I'm very happy right now. And I am it's kind of unfortunate that we couldn't see 3 matches, but I played really aggressive at the end because I kind of wanted that third match, but for some reason I didn't die. So yeah, and thank you so much, Lookin' Toad, for organizing this tournament. It was a lot of fun. Racing is a lot of fun. I know a lot of people, they like RTAing more, but I think I like racing more in terms of like tournaments and like event races. I think they are a lot of fun. They always give me like a lot of like chills and excitement and stuff like that. So yeah, looking forward to the next tournaments, hopefully. And yeah, again, thank you so much for commentating, for watching.
All right, so I'm gonna grab Lookin' Toad real quick. Hello, Lookin' Toad.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So,
oh, go ahead.
Anything you wanted to say?
Oh, big thanks to everybody. It's been absolutely insane. we've talked about already, you know, everything that's happened leading up to this final, and it's just been wild. It's been super fun to watch and to kind of pull some levers and stuff. And so I'm just super thankful to everybody at SpeedGaming, everybody who came out for commentary, all the Cossack Cup and Kalinka Cup. And yeah, it's been super cool. I'm going to be sending the Gold Edition, Gold Rockman 4 Tournament Edition cart to Germany, to prisi, because he won. It was made by Biddy Kong. Let me see if I can find the video that he made that shows him making it. I can post that in the chat here. And this is like, if you guys want to see what the cart looks like, this is his whole process for making it. He very generously donated it to the tournament, which is just insane. So please consider Biddy Kong for any of your special custom cart needs. We're very grateful to Biddy Kong for that. In addition to that, we had the Matcherino, which is the cup, the prize pot for the winners. So it's distributed 50%. Here's the Matcherino itself. If you click payouts, you can see what the top 4 are going to be paid. It's 50% for the first place, 25% for second, 15 for third, and 10 for fourth. And it was I believe last I checked, $547. So being distributed, first place is just over $250. But yeah, you can check that out. If you want to contribute, make sure to use Cossack Cup 2020, capital C's for Cossack and Cup. Entering automatically puts you on the list. Let me get this URL to win one of the prizes in the prize giveaway. If you were one of the racers, you are automatically entered. Here's the URL for that. There's still some prizes that we may add, but this is the current assembly. You'll see there's a Mega Man X Nendoroid, the cool Grandista Mega Man statue. Mad Mega contributed the Robot Master Field Guide, as well as the Mega Man 1 and 2 on Game Boy. We have that pretty cool Zero NX Edge, I believe, figure. Very, very cool collectible. Some trading card sleeves, a bunch of other figures, an any % shirt, a Game Boy shirt, and I just threw one of my controllers in there for goofs, but depending on how that goes, we don't have to throw that in there. But lots of cool prizes. And all that money is going to go right to the runners. So definitely, you know, they work super hard for this tournament. If you find that you can contribute, that'd be excellent to kind of beef it up for them. We have another match tomorrow between Baco and Riley for the 3rd place and 4th place. And then that'll wrap it up for Cossack Cup. And then shortly after that, we'll close the Matcherino, and I'll be doing a prize giveaway stream. So... and on the page it has my Discord. If you contribute, I'm gonna put you on a list. If you contribute, make sure to hit me up so that way I have your info and I can let you know when the prize giveaway is. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff. It'll be a good time. But I think that's it for me. I wanted to talk about the prizes. As it is right now, prisi is gonna walk away with $287.40. ohon gets $143.70, and then 3rd and 4th place. 3rd is $86.22 and $57.48, and that'll be determined by tomorrow. So, but yeah, I think that was it. Big thanks again to everybody. Thank you, Chelny, Fatso, and Sage for giving us that great commentary. Super cool to have you come on and do that. And then yeah, it was just amazing. I don't know, for me, like, I mean, I've been doing this a couple years, and I've met so many cool people and gotten to do so many cool things, and I'm just grateful, and my mind is blown all the time. So big thanks to everybody, and I look forward to seeing some of the Mega Man 4 action after this. I really hope we see 36 before the year ends. So, but yeah, thanks everybody, and that's it for me. If you guys want to sign off, I will too.
One last thing.
Yeah, go ahead. That was it for me. Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Chelny, Fatso, you have anything?
No, I'm good. It's been a lot of fun, and now it's time to get back to RTA.
Yeah.
I'll be
This guy's
running
not
Mega Man,
practicing already yet.
Mega Man 4 plus 7 for a while.
I'm still waiting for somebody to like tell me that it's actually a best of 5. I have to play another one.
Prisi,
No!
it's a best of
It's
7.
actually,
Shut
actually,
up!
it's actually
tell
me.
me.
I've been practicing in secret. I already got 36. I'm the final boss, so you have to face me.
I got 36 in
Uh-oh.
2012 before I learned the speedrun.
Yeah, before you learned it, you had 36.
Yeah.
I love it.
I will
So-
say MegaManLeaderboards.net if you want to run any classic Mega Man game, or actually any Mega Man game at all. You want to go to MegaManLeaderboards.net, and that is the ranking website. There's also some Discords and resources that you can find on that website that you can join. So you can join, you can tell Prissy, good job. You can tell, who is this guy that keeps talking in commentary? Please make him stop. You can do anything you want as far as speedruns go. So MegaManLeaderboards.net, join up, and I'll see you there.
That was rude. I did stop talking.
I was talking about me.
Yeah, I like how you got on, Sean. You're like, "What is this? What is this game? I've never played this." Like, man, I told everybody you knew what you were doing. Why would you do this? Come on here, goof, up in this tournament. But no, yeah, and yeah, definitely speedrun Mega Man. It's way fun. Don't anybody can do it. Just do it. It's a good time. Just learn, have a good time. Especially this game, it's fun.
Yeah, the biggest fallacy in speedrunning is telling yourself that you could never do that. It's something that I think a lot of people, including myself, all believed until we tried it. So all it takes sometimes is actually just sitting down and trying it. And for some people, that's all it takes to get hooked.
Word. Indeed. Well said. That's great. That's great, John. Well said, great John. No, but all right. Well, yeah, that's it for me. So I'm gonna bounce out of here. Thanks everybody again. Super cool, and I hope to see you all around. Let's see 36. Woo.
Peace out, guys.
Don't forget the race tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Yes. 9 a.m. EDT tomorrow on SpeedGaming. Definitely check it out. And Prizzy, get with me after this, and we'll talk about getting that cartridge over to you and the Matcherino and all that.
Right now, or?
No, just whenever's good. We still haven't closed up the Matcherino, because tomorrow's match and all that. So.
Okay.
But yeah, at your leisure, just hit me up.
Yep.
Cool. Bye, guys.
Bye, July Man. Bye, Mr. Chris. Bye, Great. I'm just gonna keep going until you guys cut stream.
What?